I think there's a lot of weird stuff like that written into laws that are just had never been removed.
Yep.
Because society kind of
Like
moves on.
in Arizona, no, not Arizona. I can't remember what state it is, but you can't put a donkey in a bathtub.
Who puts donkeys in bathtubs anyway?
Law came about because there was this guy who was a trader or some sort. He was trading and moving around towns, and he was in this state, and he put his donkey in a bathtub or something, and there was a flood, and the donkey got washed away in the flood and survived. But in order to get it out of wherever it washed away to, it cost a lot of manpower and money to get the donkey out. And they were so pissed, they made a law that says you cannot put your donkey in a bathtub. Oh, donkey, that. It is Arizona. It's
What
an
year?
Arizona law. Let's see, donkeys cannot sleep in bathtubs. It was 1924. A merchant near Kingman used to allow his donkey to sleep in an old bathtub. The town was flooded when a local dam broke, and the donkey, still in the tub, was washed a mile down the valley with the rising waters before he finally landed in a basin. The donkey survived the trip, but locals spent a lot of time, manpower, and, as you can imagine, money to rescue the animal. A law banning donkeys in bathtubs was passed shortly thereafter. Similar laws exist in South Carolina and New York, but for different reasons.
How many different reasons can you need for donkeys in bathtubs?
Well, there's a law. It is legal to hunt camels in Arizona.
It's illegal or it's legal?
It is illegal to hunt camels in Arizona.
Have they even got any camels left?
No, they don't.
Was there,
They're
I don't
never.
think it never was.
While this law may have existed at one point, no such regulations exist today. In 1855, Jefferson Davis, as Secretary of War, convinced the U.S. Army to import herds of camels from the Middle East as means of transport for freight and men. Buyers transported two groups of animals through Texas and into Arizona. The first group consisted of 33 animals, and the second 44. The camels were hit. Locals loved them, and they were able to withstand the desert heat while carrying 2 to 3 times as much as traditional army mules. Crowds of adoring fans would gather wherever the camels went. Unfortunately, the Civil War brought the Army's experiment to an end. Future camel acquisition expeditions were halted in light of political conflict. The remaining camels either escaped into the wild or were sold, at which point camel hunting was declared illegal. I guess they did become wild in Arizona at one point. I don't think they're still there. There are some weird ass laws.
I can imagine you like waking up in the morning. Dude, there's a camel in the
I'm pretty sure in Wyoming we can still hang you for stealing cows or horses. I think that's still a law in Wyoming.
I mean, that's not that bad.
That's
Hanging,
reasonable.
like straight up lynching some dude for stealing your horse.
Yeah. It's like stealing a car.
Wait, how many people have been hung in the U.S. in the last 10 years?
I can
37.
imagine.
Oh,
42.
10 years? 500.
People in the U.S. have been.
Imagine somebody writing this in 1920.
It'd be like 1,000 a year.
It's an Amish person.
Honestly, I don't think we really hang people anymore. I think the last person that was hanged was that. I can't remember his name.
Did he break his neck when he got hung?
I don't think in this case it did. There's I don't know what the percentage chance of your neck being broken, but I don't think this dude's neck was broke.
Why they don't hang people anymore?
Yeah.
Because it needs to break the neck, otherwise it takes a long
Yeah. But we hung that one guy from the Middle East. What was his name? They actually fucking hung him in like a big courtroom.
Oh.
From modern times? Like
Yeah, it was like within the last 10 years. I can't remember his name. It was
Saddam Hussein.
was it Saddam?
Yes.
He didn't
But
hang Saddam.
he was not hung by the Americans.
He wasn't.
No, it was. There was a trial by the Americans, but then the Iraqis took over and got them hang him after. It was after the war of Baghdad.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't us who. Okay, I thought it was the U.S. who hanged. Okay, well.
Wasn't that also at that moment, like a few days before, that someone threw a shoe at Bush?
Yeah, I remember that.
When he came, I remember that amazing image.
In the last 6 years, only 14 states have executed people. And can you guess? Yeah, can you guess how many or who the leader of that is?
Texas.
It is Texas, and it's like 20, 49, 52 people in the last 6 years. Then Georgia, then Missouri, then Alabama, then Tennessee. California had 1 in 2020. South Dakota had 2. One was 2018, one was 2019. Florida had a few. Ohio, Arkansas, Virginia, Nebraska, Oklahoma. It's actually pretty funny because California is the only like considered like West Coast and like northern state there. Most of them are all southern states.
Holy crap. Oh, I'm looking from 1977 to 2021. There was 1,532.
That's not that bad, to be honest.
Really not.
We actually, the people that are advocating against execution they're actually wasting a lot of time. We barely kill anybody.
We do. People are on a waiting list to be executed.
Like we're pretty inefficient.
There's way too much money in the prison system. Don't even get started on that shit.
We're pretty inefficient at killing criminals.
No,
like
the prison system's a joke.
It's for sure a joke.
And that's what people, they're executed or they're sentenced to be executed. They're on a waiting list. It's a waiting list to be executed.
That's ridiculous when you think.
Yeah, that's the death row.
I mean, we could fix that pretty quickly. It could be fixed pretty quick.
Yeah,
give them their best. Give them a special day where they get a great meal that they choose. Put something in it and gone. Done.
But that's the whole idea of the death row. It's normally you just get your last meal and then you get executed. But the problem is, from what I saw, it takes a long time before they finish because you have all the repeals. So when they decide that they're gonna execute you, you can still like repeal the decision and have like ask the governor for a pardon and stuff like that. And until all your possible things are over, you're still a walking dead man.
Yeah, I mean.
So according to these people they did a lot of research. On paper, the federal government in 27 states allow juries to impose death sentences for the worst crimes. In practice, fewer than half carry out such sentences. So they said they were on death row, but fewer than half has actually done anything for it.
So they're
I don't see any numbers here, but
so we basically pretend that you're going to get killed.
Yeah. Well, and it's the same as like you're sentenced to 3 life sentences. I mean, well, what?
Yep. No, that I've never got. Like life should be life. Like.
Right. But they will
but
sentence
they-
people to multiple
but
life
they-
sentences.
But they consider life as 20 years because most people won't live 20 years in a prison. And
In the
that's
US,
why it's a life sentence.
In most of the United States, a life sentence means a person in prison for 15 years.
Yeah, see what I mean?
I never knew that.
yeah,
I always assumed life would be like 70 years.
No, you would have thought life is life, but the skeptical is the fact that they don't think most people will live more than 20 years in a prison. Someone would kill them off inside.
Okay.
The prison,
No,
so
I-
that's why it's called life.
Well, they should proceed it with prison life. You are sentenced to 3 prison life.
I think it's also history because when they write the amount of years as a sentences, the life expectancy was shorter as well. So
Oh.
they didn't expect you to live until you were, well, from age 18 until 50 years plus. That's already 16.
And
60 years old. That's a lot.
if you get one life sentence and you die and they revive you, it's over. It's done. You get to leave, I think.
That would be,
Some people are sentenced to like 3 or 4 life sentences.
would be
Right, so those people wouldn't.
So if someone's sentenced to death and they get shoved in the electric chair, and then they get called dead, and then all of a sudden they like, and they come back to life. Do they get to walk scot free?
As far as I can tell, yes.
Imagine
No
you have
way.
cardiac arrest. Like,
I'm pretty sure this has happened.
in the electrical chair.
People have had heart attacks, been announced dead, but revived, and
Oh man.
pretty sure this has happened. Pretty sure. I'm not sure.
No.
No?
Well, I guess according to this, there's no free ride if the electric chair, the gallows, or lethal injection doesn't get the job done the first time.
Okay, but some
Yeah,
The
people die.
authorities just have a second go at it.
Some people die not on purpose, and then they get revived, like by stroke or some other falling and hitting their head. I don't know what other. I think maybe getting stabbed. I don't know exactly what.
Has an inmate completed his life sentence if he dies but is then revived?
Okay, yeah, let's hear this.
A district court judge disagreed, finding his argument unpersuasive and without merit, but that didn't stop this guy's request to achieve justice in his perceived second life. He took his case to Iowa Court of Appeals. Court issued its ruling. He is either still alive, in which case he must remain in prison, or he's actually dead, in which this appeal is moot.
Well played. Well played.
How's that for lawyers?
Lawyered. Well played.